My wife and I had been married for 7 years without a child, so when she finally got pregnant in our 8th year, I was ecstatic. My world came crashing down the day my best friend, Marcus, sent me a video of him and my wife together. In the video, my wife passionately nibbled on Marcus's collarbone. "It's fine," she whispered. "As long as we're careful, we won't hurt the baby." "Are you sure the baby is mine?" he asked. "Marcus, darling," she cooed. "I've been secretly feeding Frank male contraceptives for the past 7 years. His system is completely shot. He couldn't get anyone pregnant. He was so happy when he found out you were pregnant, practically shouting it from the rooftops." "You're a wicked one," Marcus chuckled. "I've never loved Frank," she replied. "I only ever wanted to have your baby, Marcus." Just like that, my perfect marriage was shattered. My heart turned to ash. I arranged for a staged car accident and then disappeared, flying to Carmel. I stared at my phone screen, frozen, as Diana's moans filled my ears. My mind went completely blank as I looked at the woman I'd been married to for 8 years. But Marcus's messages kept flooding my iMessage. "Diana is carrying my child. Those pills she's been feeding you every day have ruined you. You'll never be able to have kids of your own. She also says, I'm the only one who can satisfy her. If you know what's good for you, you'll disappear from our lives." Marcus then sent a picture of Diana, asleep. "She's lying right next to me now," the text read. "She'll be staying with me for a while." In disbelief, I called Diana. A sleepy, stuffy voice answered. "Honey, what's wrong?" I was asleep. I tried to keep my voice steady to sound normal. "I miss you. Where are you? When are you coming home?" "I'm at my mom's. Where else would I be? I'm just going to spend a few more days with her, then I'll be back. Don't miss me too much." Hearing her voice, my hands, clenched around the phone, began to shake uncontrollably. A moment later, another smug message from Marcus arrived. "See, her love for you is all a lie. She only married you to keep her parents happy. Be smart and file for divorce. I don't want my kid calling you dad." Diana and I were in our 8th year of marriage, but we'd never been able to have a child. For 7 years, we tried everything. I even started to suspect that the problem was with me. I suggested I get checked out by a doctor, but Diana always stopped me. "Frank, you're a man. It would be embarrassing if people found out you were getting that kind of test." "Don't blame yourself," she'd say. "It must be my fault. I've always been frail." Seeing her so upset and seemingly protective of my feelings, I felt a pang of guilt and dropped the idea. I figured if it was meant to be, it would happen. If we never had a child, then so be it. Then, last month, Diana told me she was pregnant. I was so overcome with emotion, I burst into tears of joy right there. I called all our friends and family and posted the ultrasound picture on my Facebook page. Everyone who knew us understood how difficult the last 7 years had been, and they all offered their heartfelt congratulations. For the past month, I treated Diana like she was made of glass, terrified she might trip or bump into something. 2 days ago, she asked to go stay with her mother for a while. I offered to clear my schedule and go with her, but she resisted. "Frank, you're overreacting. My mom will take perfect care of me. I'll check in with you every day, okay? We can video chat." I frowned, telling her I was still worried. Diana pouted, feigning a playful annoyance. "Honey, you're so focused on this baby. Does this mean I won't matter anymore once he's born? Ever since I got pregnant, the baby is all you think about. I'm going to ignore you now." Seeing her pretend to be upset, I relented. All right. The baby is just a wonderful bonus. You're the one who matters most to me. Go if you want, just be safe." I never imagined she was actually going to meet Marcus. My phone rang. It was Marcus. I answered, and his smug voice came through the line. "So, Frank, how does it feel? When are you filing for divorce?" I gripped the phone, my voice shaking. "Marcus, I've always treated you like a brother. How could you stab me in the back like this? Diana is my wife. How could you do that with her?" Marcus was completely unapologetic, acting as if it was his right. "There's no such thing as first come, first served in love. Diana may have been with you, but she fell for me first. If you really want to get technical about it, Frank, you're the other man. Get it? Are you insane, Marcus? We're legally married. You're just the guy she's cheating with. We've been together secretly for a long time. It was love at first sight. If it weren't for all the pressure from our families to be a perfect match, she would have left you ages ago." I was so stunned by his shameless logic that I just hung up. Diana and I were childhood sweethearts. Our families were close and always hoped we'd end up together, so we started dating right after high school. Marcus was my best friend in college. Whenever Diana came to visit me on campus, Marcus was always around. The three of us became an inseparable trio. I had no idea they were sleeping together behind my back. The next day, while Diana was still away, I went to the hospital for a full physical. I specifically asked the doctor to check my fertility. The doctor looked at my results and shook his head. "You've ingested a significant amount of male contraceptives. It's severely impacted your sperm motility. I'm afraid having children of your own will be next to impossible. Even though I had braced myself for it, the confirmation still felt like a knife in my chest. Diana and I had known each other for 20 years. Our marriage had survived the 7-year itch. Before yesterday, I would have sworn that Diana loved me. She was the woman who would wake up at dawn and drive across town just to buy my favorite breakfast pastries. The woman who would stay up all night taking care of me when I had stomach pains. When I was stressed out from work, she would do anything to make me smile. But all of that was shattered last night. All that tenderness wasn't just for me. It was for another man, my best friend. Drowning in misery, I turned to alcohol, tears streaming down my face. I don't know how much time had passed before Diana came home. She walked in, the smell of liquor hitting her immediately, and found me staring into space, crying. Diana rushed to my side, her eyes filled with a concern I could no longer believe. "Frank, why are you crying? Why have you been drinking so much?" I wiped my tears and forced a normal tone. "It's nothing, just stressed about work. A big project is stalled." "Oh, is that all? It's just work. You're about to be a father now. You shouldn't worry about things like that." As she spoke, she took my hand and gently placed it on her still flat stomach. I felt no joy, only a deep, burning resentment for this fraudulent love. Then Diana spoke again, softly. "Can we name him Marshall? Marshall Miller. Marshall, for Marcus." I was just another pawn in their game. A wave of nausea washed over me. They wanted this child to carry my name. I forced a smile. "This baby is a miracle," I said, my voice hollow. "You're the one carrying him. Why don't we give him your maiden name?" "Marshall Vance." Diana whispered the name, her voice thick with emotion. "Marshall Vance. Marshall Vance." She threw her arms around me, excitedly asking if I was serious. "Really? Frank, you'd really let him have my name?" I replied, my words heavy with double meaning. "Of course. You've worked the hardest these past 8 years. It's only right that he takes your name." Of course she'd worked the hardest, juggling 2 men for 7 years, playing the perfect wife for me while keeping Marcus satisfied. This child was the product of their affair. Why on earth should he have my name? This bastard didn't deserve it. I glanced at the calendar, feigning confusion. "Honey, why are you back so soon? I thought you were staying at your mom's for a couple more days." She squeezed my arm, beaming as if expecting praise. "It's our wedding anniversary the day after tomorrow. How could I possibly miss it? This will be our first anniversary as a family of 3. It's such a special milestone." One actress. Anyone watching would think she was the most devoted wife in the world. After Diana fell asleep, another text from Marcus lit up my screen. "Playing the victim for Diana. Frank, don't get too excited about your anniversary. I can have her running back to me with a single phone call." A second later, her phone rang. She angled the screen away from me, tried to be casual. She walked over to the window, cupping her hand over the phone. "What? Is it serious?" she whispered. "I'm on my way." When she hung up, she looked at me with an apologetic expression. "Frank, I'm so sorry. A good friend of mine just sprained her ankle badly. She lives alone, so I need to go stay with her for a few days." "Which friend is this? She knows you're pregnant, right? Doesn't she realize it's not convenient for you?" Diana avoided my gaze, her voice vague. "Just someone I met in my pregnancy support group. Her husband's out of town. Don't worry, we're both pregnant. We'll look out for each other." She wrapped her arms around my neck. "I'm so sorry I'll miss our anniversary. You're not mad at me, are you?" My heart was a pit of bitterness. I said calmly, "Go be with the person you want to be with." The hidden meaning in my words went right over her head. She gave me a quick kiss on the cheek. Her mood instantly brightened. "Honey, I'll make it up to you when I get back." After she left, I called my assistant and asked him to help me stage an accident. My parents passed away a few years ago, so I had no ties left. The next day, my assistant confirmed that everything was in place. I paid him a substantial amount of money and made him swear to secrecy. I booked a one-way ticket to Carmel, California, for 4 days later. This time, I would disappear for Diana's world for good. Meanwhile, Marcus posted a suggestive photo on his Facebook. It was a picture of a pair of hands holding a bowl of chicken soup, with the caption, "Came down with a cold, and my girl rushed over to take care of me all night." So touched. I recognized those hands instantly. It was Diana. I knew from the tiny scar on her right index finger. A mutual friend commented, "Whoa, you got a girlfriend? When do we get to meet her?" Marcus replied, "Soon. I'll introduce her to you all very soon." As if he had nothing better to do, Marcus then sent a picture directly to me of Diana massaging his legs. "Your wife isn't celebrating your anniversary, but she's here giving me a leg rub." I silently saved everything. The video, the photos, the screenshots of his taunts. A while later, a message from Diana came through. It was a picture of the same bowl of chicken soup. "Frank, everything's fine here. I even made some chicken soup for my friend. I just miss you so much." I wanted to scream at her, to ask her if she ever got tired of juggling us both. Instead, I just sent back a non-committal emoji. She replied instantly, "I'll be back in 3 days to make it up to you. I even have a special surprise for you." A pregnant woman taking care of another pregnant woman for 3 days? Who would believe such a flimsy excuse? It didn't matter. I felt no anticipation, only a sense of finality. This was my farewell to the city. For the next 2 days, Marcus continued to send me a running commentary of his time with Diana. I didn't reply to a single message. I just let him amuse himself. On the third morning, Diana returned, holding out a box with a Swiss watch inside. "Tajda, this is your surprise. I spent ages picking it out. Do you like it, Frank?" I almost laughed out loud. Marcus had sent me a picture of that exact watch yesterday. "Diana picked this out for me, but it's not really my style," his text had read. "She'll probably give it to you. You can have my leftovers, Frank." I took the watch, my movements stiff. She was so careless in her deception. I started to wonder if anything she'd ever given me, any affection she'd ever shown, was just a hand-me-down from Marcus. Suddenly, Diana gasped, "Oh my God, Marcus is in the hospital. He glanced over her shoulder." Marcus had just posted a picture on Facebook of his arm with an IV drip in it. She had just put her purse down, but now she snatched it up again, ready to leave. I stopped her, already knowing the answer. "You just got back. Where are you going?" Her eyes held a panic I had never seen before. "I have to go see Marcus at the hospital. You saw his Facebook post. The three of us are friends. After all, Diana, what about our anniversary? He's a grown man. I'm sure he'll be fine at the hospital." My words clearly angered her. Her expression turned icy, and she pulled her arm from my grasp. "Frank, Marcus is your friend too. How can you be so cold-hearted? If you won't go, I'll go by myself. We can celebrate our anniversary anytime. We've been married for 8 years. What's one missed anniversary?" Before I could answer, she slammed the door, leaving me alone once again. It was useless. I shouldn't have expected anything from someone who had built our life on lies. 10 minutes later, a new message from Marcus arrived. "So, how's the anniversary going? Diana's back with me again. You can't win, Frank. Don't you get it yet? I'm the most important person in her life." I read the message and let out a cold laugh. That evening, Diana called me. "Honey, I'm sorry I snapped at you earlier. Don't be upset. Marcus is fine now. I'll be home first thing in the morning. I've booked a table at our favorite restaurant to make it up to you. So don't be sad, okay?" I answered flatly, "I'm not upset. I have some work to finish up. I have to go." I was already at the airport. By morning, I'd be in Carmel. All this pain and betrayal, I would leave it all behind. I woke up as the plane landed. I had already arranged for someone to buy me a small house in the quiet coastal town. The town was peaceful, and the people were friendly. After I settled in, my plan was to open a small restaurant. I was relaxing on a lounge chair on my porch, enjoying the Pacific breeze. At that very moment, back home, Diana had just walked through the door when she received a frantic call. "Mrs. Miller, there's been an accident." Diana was already exhausted from spending the night with Marcus. The news was so shocking, she nearly dropped her phone. On the highway overpass, thick black smoke billowed into the sky from a familiar Mercedes, now engulfed in flames. Clutching her stomach, Diana rushed to the scene and broke down, sobbing. She tried to run towards the wreckage, but was held back by a police officer. "Ma'am, stay back. It's too dangerous. The car could explode any second. That's my husband's car. My husband is in there. His name is Frank Miller." She even bit the officer's arm, but he didn't let go, his next words shattering any hope she had. "Ma'am, please calm down. The vehicle is unstable and could explode. Your husband would want you to be safe." Staring at the inferno, Diana collapsed, fainting from the shock. When she came to, the first person she saw was Marcus. "Where's Frank?" she asked, grabbing his arm desperately. Though secretly thrilled, Marcus put on a sorrowful face, forcing out a few tears. "Diana, Frank, the car had exploded." Hearing this, 2 silent tears streamed down Diana's face. She stared blankly. "Exploded. So there's not even a body left. You have to be strong," Marcus said. "Frank was my brother, too. I'm just as devastated as you are. But you have to think about the baby." Diana didn't want to speak. She couldn't accept that Frank was just gone. She fell into a deep depression for days. And while Marcus was happy to have me out of the picture, he grew jealous watching her grieve so intensely for a dead man. He kept up his act of the grieving friend until a doctor at a prenatal checkup warned that the stress was putting the pregnancy at risk. That's when Marcus finally snapped. "Diana, I know you're hurting, but this is too much. What about our baby? Don't you care about him?" For the first time, Diana found Marcus's voice grating. Her ears were ringing, and she clutched her head in pain. "Marcus, please don't say that. He was my whole life growing up. I was the one who wronged him. I never realized how much I would miss him." I still can't believe he's really gone. Marcus's brow furrowed, his voice sharp with displeasure. What are you saying, Diana? Did you fall in love with him? Then what about me? What was I to you? Diana was taken aback. Love? A strange, unfamiliar feeling stirred within her. I don't know. Her answer infuriated Marcus, but he struggled to control his temper. He pulled her into a gentle embrace. Diana, you're just feeling guilty about his death. It's not fondness, and it's definitely not love. It was hard to tell if he was trying to convince her or himself. Diana continued to drift through her days in a fog. Eating and sleeping were mechanical acts. The rest of her time was spent thinking about Frank. Then one day, she stumbled upon a news article about a new Chinese restaurant in Carmel that was getting rave reviews. I slowly adjusted to my new life, and the memories of my past began to fade. I opened my restaurant near the ocean, and to my surprise, it became incredibly popular. People were even driving in from other towns to try it. I was a little overwhelmed. I thought I would never see Diana again. But one day, I looked up and saw her standing at the entrance of my restaurant, tears in her eyes, staring at me with a look of profound emotion. The moment our eyes met, she rushed forward, ignoring the other patrons, and threw herself in my arms, burying her face in my chest. Frank, thank God. I knew you were alive. The other customers started to murmur and watch. Annoyed, I pushed her away and pulled her into the back office. What are you doing here? I demanded. She looked at me, stunned. Aren't you happy to see me? I have so many questions. Why did you fake your death? Why did you run away to Carmel all by yourself? Do you have any idea what I've been through? Every day without you has felt like a year. I couldn't even bear to stay in our house. It was filled with too many memories of us. I had no patience for this. My eyes fell on her stomach, which was now visibly pregnant. I gave her a pointed smile. Diana, you came all this way to Carmel. Does the baby's father know where you are? A flicker of realization crossed her face, as if everything suddenly clicked into place. She stared at me in disbelief. You know everything? Is that why you left? To live here alone? I retied my apron, feeling a wave of exhaustion. Diana, secrets have a way of coming out. How long did you think you could keep running between me and Marcus without me finding out? And as for Carmel, I've always wanted to live here. You just never paid enough attention to know that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a restaurant to run. Don't disturb my customers. I didn't give her another glance and walked back into the kitchen. Diana just stood outside, watching me silently through the window. At closing time, as I went to lock the front door, her hand shot out and gripped the handle. What do you want? I thought I made myself perfectly clear this afternoon. She looked at me with pleading eyes. Frank, I have nowhere to go. Can I please just stay here for one night? I wasn't falling for her act. I pointed down the street. There's a bed and breakfast a few blocks that way. The owner, Mrs. Gable, is a very kind woman. You can walk there. I have to be up early tomorrow. I can't host you. And let me be clear, I want nothing to do with you. Please stay away from me and my restaurant. Your presence here is a major problem. I pried her fingers off the handle and shut the door firmly in her face. I had barely gotten into bed when I heard shouting from the street below. Frank, I'm not leaving. I refuse to leave. If you don't let me in, I'll stand out here all night until you open this door. I checked the clock. It was almost midnight, and she was still making a scene. Not wanting to disturb my neighbors, I sighed and went downstairs to open the door. A triumphant smile spread across her face. Frank, I knew you still cared about me. Annoyed, I pulled out my phone and called Marcus right in front of her. Marcus, your precious Diana is here in Carmel. If you have any sense, you'll get on the next flight and come get her. Before I could say more, Diana tried to grab the phone from my hand. Frank, this is about us. Why are you bringing him into this? I could only imagine what Marcus was thinking on the other end of the line. The irony was staggering. I turned to her. You have a nerve to call Marcus irrelevant? Then whose baby is that you're carrying? Diana, you're truly heartless. I played the video Marcus had sent me. The sound of their intimate conversation, their vulgar words, filled the small room, stripping away the last of her dignity. Diana bit her lip, her face flushed with shame. You call that irrelevant? Diana, why did you force me to drag this all out into the open? You two have been sleeping together for years, and you still have the audacity to show up here. I'm trying not to be cruel, but you need to leave me alone. Her voice was laced with disbelief and resentment. Frank, why are you trying to humiliate me like this? I know I made a mistake, but we've known each other for 20 years. We were married for 8. Don't you know me at all? I couldn't comprehend her logic. Why did she have to feel wronged? Diana, for the last 8 years, you weren't just sleeping in my bed. You were sleeping in Marcus's too. So who is this poor, pitiful act for? I'm not buying it anymore. And you're right, I don't know you at all. The person I knew wouldn't talk about having a baby with me while secretly sterilizing me. She wouldn't declare her love for Marcus one day and then fly across the country to find me the next. Showing up here, pregnant with his child. Don't you see how absurd this is? A simple, "I'm sorry, can't fix this." "I'm done, Diana." Diana shot back. "I was young and foolish then. I know I was wrong now. What will it take for you to forgive me? Should I get rid of the baby? Will that work? Right? 8 years of being foolish. To even suggest that, with the baby this far along, is beyond stupid. It's monstrous. I'm not interested in second chances. Especially not with you. You're despicable." I rubbed my temples, exhausted, and turned to go back to my room. "I am tired. Just find somewhere to sleep." "Despicable," she repeated, standing frozen in place. "Is that really what you think of me? You're more than despicable. Do you want me to list all the other things you are?" I didn't have the energy to fight with her anymore. I just prayed Marcus would get here soon and take her away. The next morning, I woke up to the smell of something cooking. I went downstairs to find Diana in my kitchen, making breakfast. "I made your favorite pastries. Let's eat together." I hated how she was pretending everything was normal. I ignored her offering and said coldly, "Marcus got on a flight last night. When he gets here, you're leaving with him. Aren't you coming back with us?" she asked. I poured myself a glass of water. "I have nothing left for me back there. I'm starting over here." She pressed on, refusing to give up. "What about me? Don't you care about me at all?" I looked her straight in the eye and said, slowly and clearly, "I do not care about you at all." Her perfect composure finally cracked, but she remained defiant. "I don't believe you. All those years together can't just vanish in a thin air. Come on, don't be angry. You must still have feelings for me, or you wouldn't have let me stay last night." My patience was wearing thin. It was like talking to a brick wall. "Diana, I do not love you anymore. I let you stay last night out of basic human decency because you were pregnant. If you misinterpreted that, then I need you to leave my house right now. Have some self-respect. Whatever love I had for you is gone. Your love is cheap. Save your energy for Marcus." Diana's voice rose. "Haven't you had enough of this tantrum? What will it take for you to forgive me? Do you want me to get on my knees and beg? Who's having a tantrum? Whose child are you carrying? You show up here pregnant with another man's baby and accuse me of being dramatic? Get a grip. So, it's all about the baby. Fine, I'll get rid of it. Is that what you want? Then you can get healthy again, and I'll have 3 kids with you. Let me say this one more time, so you hear me clearly. I don't want that child, and I don't want you. You're both poison. I told you, the baby was a mistake from when I was being foolish. What do I have to do to make you forgive me?" I was so furious I could barely speak. "You need to wake up. I will never take you back. Be smart and hold on to your baby's actual father. Where was your sincerity for the last 8 years? Have some dignity for yourself and for that child." Diana just nodded numbly, finally silent. I went back to my work. Marcus was fast. He arrived that same afternoon. He rushed over to Diana, his face etched with worry. "Diana, you scare me half to death. Do you have any idea? I've been going out of my mind looking for you." Diana stood up and slapped him hard across the face. A look of hurt and confusion crossed Marcus's face. He couldn't believe that the woman who had always been so affectionate towards him would strike him. "Diana, what's wrong?" She was shaking with rage, her voice hysterical. "Why did you send that video to Frank?" She started pummeling his chest. Marcus didn't even try to block her blows, terrified of accidentally hurting the baby. I couldn't stand it anymore. "Enough," I yelled. "Take your drama somewhere else. You're disturbing my customers." Marcus, naturally, turned all his frustration on me. "You bastard Frank. You must have said something to turn her against me." The man was delusional, blaming me for his own mess. "Are you serious? You're the one who sent me the video. Did you really think I wouldn't show her? Your problems have nothing to do with me. Besides, isn't this what you wanted? Me gone, so you and your precious Diana could be together? The cheating wife and the vanished husband. It's perfect. Now both of you, get out and let me grant your wish." But Diana shook her head. "No, I was wrong before. I see clearly now. I'm breaking up with Marcus for good." "What?" Marcus stammered. "Diana, I'm sorry. Please don't joke like that. Our baby is almost here." I had zero interest in their drama. I shooed them out of the main dining room and went back to the kitchen. Once he was sure I was out of earshot, Marcus softened his tone, pleading with her. "Diana, I know I was wrong, but I only did it to force Frank out of the picture so I could finally be with you properly. You always said that if it wasn't for Frank, we could be truly happy together. Well, now he's not in the way anymore. Isn't this a good thing?" Diana was sobbing. "No, it's not good. It's not good at all. I'm so sorry, Marcus. I can't be with you. I've only just realized it now, but I'm in love with Frank. I can't live without him." A vein throbbed on Marcus's forehead as he fought to control his rage. "Diana, after all this, You're telling me you can't live without Frank? Then what was I to you? You told me you loved me. We had so many wonderful times together. How can you just change your mind? And what about our baby? He'll be here in 3 months. Even if you don't care about me, you have to think about him. The mention of the baby seemed to bring Diana back to reality. She gently caressed her swollen abdomen. Marcus saw a glimmer of hope, but her next words were utterly insane. Yes, the baby. How can Frank ever forgive me when I'm carrying your child? I have to get an abortion. I can't have this baby. Marcus's heart went cold. The woman before him was completely unhinged. He slapped her, his voice filled with fury. Diana, snap out of it. Frank is never going to take you back. I know him. He would never, ever take back someone who betrayed him. But this is your child. He's a part of you. You can't hurt him. She wasn't listening. She clenched her fists and raised them toward her own stomach. If you won't let me get an abortion, I'll find another way to get rid of him. Marcus knew he couldn't watch her every second of the day. He backed down. I'm begging you, Diana. He's my child, too. If you don't want him, just give birth and let me raise him. Please. You know how much I've been looking forward to this baby. You can't take away his right to be born. But Diana shook her head resolutely. No, I have to get back together with Frank. This baby is an obstacle. That night, there was another knock on my door. I assumed it was Diana and was about to ignore it, but then I heard Marcus's voice. Frank, open up. I need to ask you for a favor. I opened the door. He looked terrible, with dark circles under his eyes. What do you want? Are you here to ask for forgiveness, too? He let out a bitter laugh. Frank, I'm getting what I deserve. Diana's lost her mind. She wants to abort the baby. Then, to my shock, he dropped to his knees, his eyes welling up with tears. I couldn't believe this was the same arrogant man who had tormented me just a few months ago. What are you doing? Get up and speak clearly. I don't want you kneeling to me. His voice was thick and choked with emotion. I was wrong about everything. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. I'm only asking you for one thing. Please, talk to Diana. She's trying to get rid of the baby, so you'll take her back. I know I was a monster, and I deserve this. But the baby is innocent. He hasn't even had a chance to live. I'm begging you, Frank. Please, save my son. My heart sank. Diana had truly lost her mind. Where is she? Take me to her now. Marcus led me to a room in a large hotel. Inside, Diana was tied to the bedposts. Marcus explained hastily. If I don't restrain her, she tries to hit her stomach. I didn't know what else to do. I untied the ropes and removed the gag from her mouth. Frank, Marcus agreed to leave me alone. Now all we have to do is get rid of this baby, and everything can go back to the way it was. Her eyes were wild with a crazed desperation. My face hardened. Diana, are you insane? You're almost 7 months pregnant. What are you talking about? This is monstrous. A child isn't a tool you can just discard. It's a sacred responsibility. And let me be crystal clear. Even if you did this horrible thing, I would never, ever take you back. You're not a child anymore. You're a grown woman. You need to stop acting on these insane impulses. I finally get it now. You don't love anyone but yourself. You've always been completely selfish. You wanted Marcus while you were married to me, and now that you've lost me, you want me back. Diana screamed. But I know I was wrong now. I don't want the baby. I really do love you. A child is not a bargaining chip for your relationships. That is a living human being inside you. You don't deserve to be loved by anyone. The baby isn't a problem. You are. You are the only one responsible for your own misery. I let out all the frustration and anger I had been holding back. I was so tired of her. When she didn't argue back, I continued. I've tried to be reasonable, but if you refuse to listen, there's nothing more I can do. Whether you keep this baby or not is no longer my concern. I only came here to tell you one thing. Marrying you was the biggest mistake of my life. You destroyed everything. If you have a single shred of decency left in you, you will take responsibility for the life you are carrying. Diana stammered, unable to form a sentence. You what? You're the kind of person who will never be satisfied. You always want what you don't have. You treat love, marriage, and even motherhood like a child's game. Stop the drama. This man here still loves you. Go and build a life with him. I've said my piece. Do what you will. With that, I walked out without a backward glance. I never saw Diana again. The next time I heard anything about her was months later in an email from Marcus. Thank you, Frank. We had a daughter. If it wasn't for you, she might never have been born. Diana was never the same after she got back. After the baby was born, she had a complete breakdown. Her parents had to put her in a long-term care facility. I hope you're doing well in Carmel. Attached to the email was a picture of him holding a tiny baby girl. One day, a postcard arrived. The handwriting was familiar. It was covered in just 2 words. I'm sorry. Diana had wasted 8 years of my life. Now she was broken, which somehow made my own story feel even more absurd. Her apology meant nothing to me. I felt no flicker of emotion as I tossed the postcard into the fireplace. Let the empty, useless words burn to ash. I turned and looked out at the sunset over the ocean. I was no longer bound by the past. Why dwell on it? Marriage, love, betrayal. None of it could compare to the simple beauty of the setting sun.